Hello everybody and welcome to another UFC review. This is for UFC on Fox, Maia vs Condit in the Rogers Arena in beautiful British Columbia, Canada, in Vancouver, which is in Canada. Anyway, let's get right on to the fights. So our first fight was Felipe Silva against Shane Campbell. I believe Felipe Silva made his debut, and it was a very impressive one as he won by TKO in just over a minute in the first round. So yeah, I'd say that he's probably going to go places. I mean, he keeps his undefeated streak going up as well, and then moving it to 10-0 if I'm not mistaken. So really, really well done. Really, really good debut for him. I look forward to seeing more of him. Next up, we have a couple of fighters I've never seen before who put up a pretty good fight against each other. Alessio Di Chirico, very difficult to pronounce name. He's Italian, obviously, against Gareth McClellan, who is South African, despite sounding Irish or Scottish. It was actually a really, really good fight from two people who I'd never seen before. Di Chirico won by split decision. It was a very, very narrow one, though. I felt like McClellan did do enough to get a win, but overall it was a very, very close fight. I don't really have a problem with the judge's decision. I look forward to seeing them both. It was a really, really good showing from both of them, especially considering that this is the first time I've seen them. I mean, they might have been in past events, I'm just not sure. So, yeah. Next up, we have probably the most controversial fight on the list as Ultimate Fighter Latin America 2 when Enrique Barzola fought Kyle Bochniak. Or Bochniak, or however you want to say it. Just Kyle, let's call him Kyle. And despite the fact that, I don't know, I felt like Barzola clearly won that, Bochniak won by split decision, and I don't agree with that personally. I felt like Barzola did a lot more in different places. I don't think Bochniak did enough. I mean, I would understand if it was a split decision win for Barzola, but okay, it was a split decision win for Bochniak, so I can't complain too much about that. But it should have been in Barzola's favor. I felt like he did more. I felt like he won the fight. So, yeah, what do I know? Next up, we have the last fight of the prelim card. I forgot to mention at the start, by the way, this is going to be a very, very short review. I only got to see 8 fights, which are all sort of the main stuff, like the prelims and the main card. I didn't see any fight pass ones, so yeah, we're just going to close with the main event of the prelims, and we'll go to the main card. So, Sam Alvey versus Kevin Casey. Both the Ultimate Fighter alums, Sam Alvey on season 16, Kevin Casey on season 17. Alvey, very exciting fighter, has been making waves recently, especially since he moved up to middleweight, because he was always too big and he ran himself like ragged as a huge welterweight. So moving up to middleweight, very wise choice for him. And Kevin Casey, not exactly the best fighter, not exactly a really exciting one either. I just never liked him on Tough 17. He was kind of boring. Uh, and Sam Alvey, yeah, he did a good job. The first round was kind of he did enough in terms of striking, but it was mostly a clinch game, and Casey did what he likes to do, which is hold people in the clinch against the cage and not do a lot. Pardon me, I think he did score a takedown, but I don't remember fully. In the second round, it was kind of more of the same until like near the end of it. Sam Alvey did manage to land some good shots on Casey. Then finished with a really, really good right hand, I believe it was. Then finished it with ground strikes to win with 4 seconds left in the second round. So really well done from Alvey. I always enjoy seeing him fight, and I hope to see him again soon. And as mentioned, he wants to challenge someone for the title, so maybe we'll see that. Maybe we'll see him fight in Manchester, because he said so in the post-fight interview. He said he wanted to fight in Manchester. So it would be interesting if he could make it over to our neck of the woods and fight someone. I mean, he wants to fight Bisping for the title, so who knows? Now we get to the main card, and we start off brilliantly with a rematch between Jim Miller and Joe Lauzon after their absolute I forgot I had to English for a second there. After their absolutely classic fight in December 2012. Oh man, Jim Miller won that one. He won this one too by split decision, but it just proves that both have still got it. I mean, Joe Lauzon has always been a fighter known for putting on really exciting fights, and Jim Miller does not get enough credit in my opinion. He's a very exciting dude. I love watching him fight. I love watching Lauzon fight. Putting the two together was, again, in the UFC was a great decision. Probably equally as memorable as the first fight. It was so good, so much fun to watch, and yeah, probably definitely fight of the night. I mean, one fight of the night. So you can't really blame for that. It was damn exciting. So yeah. Next up is a women's strawweight match between Paige Van Zandt and Rowdy Beck Rawlings. And the first match, first ma- round, the first round kind of when it was pretty even. I will give the slightest edge to Beck in the first round. She was landing a bit more because Paige Van Zandt was doing too much of the flashy stuff. I mean, after all, she's a Taekwondo practitioner, so she does like to do the flips and the spins and the stuff and the jumps. So in between rounds, Justin Buckles said to Paige, don't do any of that flashy stuff, just try and strike. She kind of disobeyed his orders, and it paid off. Early in the second round, about like 17 seconds in, she landed a great switch kick, faking low with the right, then going high with the left, catching Beck right on the chin, following up with punches, and winning. And earning herself performance of the night for that. So I was like, okay, sometimes disobeying your coaches can lead to good results. So a really good job from Paige. I wouldn't expect someone that small and pretty to pack such a punch, or such a kick, as the case may be. But it was a really good showing from Paige, and kind of unfortunate for Beck. She does kind of need to pick herself back up, and I like Beck a lot, so it would be nice to see her get a good match. Next up, we move to another exciting fight: Anthony Pettis versus Charles Oliveira, and it was actually a very very exciting ground game. Wasn't quite for the night. Was kind of a close second, in my opinion. Lots of takedowns, lots and lots of grappling, but it was very, very explosive and just technical and well done. It wasn't like they just held each other on the ground trying to do something. And most importantly, Oliveira was able to neutralize most of Pettis' striking, because Pettis is well known for his kicks, especially his left leg. His left leg is his best weapon without doubt. And he managed to get it off a couple of times, but only later in the fight. Early on, he wasn't having as much success. And in fact, most of the success in the first two rounds could have easily gone to Oliveira. I mean, he had some really, really good advantageous positions for chokes, especially a rear naked choke a couple of times. He went for triangles, he went for arm bars. He couldn't quite get anything fully going, but he was throwing up a lot of attempts and he was landing them really well, even if he didn't actually land them. The fight did end near the end of the third and final round when Andy managed to catch Oliveira when he was going for a takedown with a really well done guillotine choke. Had him against the cage, but in the right position where it's easy to. He already had his leg up, so his left leg, so he only had to bring his right one up. And then that was it. Oliveira was forced to tap. It was really, really well done and a really good performance from Pettis. And I hope we see more from him like that soon. Next, we move on to the main event: Demian Maia versus Carlos Condit. It was kind of a whitewash, in my opinion. Maia won 1 minute 52 in the first round by rear naked choke submission, making this the first time in a long while since Carlos has been properly finished, and I don't count that knee injury he suffered when he fought Tyron Woodley in 2014. That doesn't count, in my opinion. And basically, Maia just did what he did to Matt Brown a couple of events ago. He took Condit's back, went for a rear naked choke, managed to sink it in. Condit was forced to tap. I mean, since moving to welterweight, I've said this before, I'll say it again. Since moving to welterweight, Maia has been on a major tear. He's probably got a chance for the belt soon. I really like to see him do that. He's a true veteran and a jiu-jitsu wizard, and it's always fun to see him fight, and especially fun to see him tap out opponents. Like, people say grappling can be boring, but you see Demian Maia do it, and he's just like, okay, wow, it's actually pretty exciting to see someone actually try to tap people out and succeeding most of the time. So, it was a really, really good event all in all. Very, very short one, which I'm quite happy about, to be honest. So yeah, I'll see you all on Saturday because the new Ultimate Fighter season starts soon. Well, Saturday, Friday, probably Friday. So yeah, I'll see you all then. I'm looking forward to it. Like, it's all flyweights, all champions from like different organizations all over the world, including a couple of returning ones like Demarcio Page and Tim Elliott. So that's going to be really, really good. And the winner gets to take on Demetrius My Mouse Johnson at the finale or in a event afterwards. It's going to be a really, really good season. I know. And it's going to be the first one to actually feature flyweights, which I'm happy about. So, yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Peace.